Let's see. 4, 5, 6. Hello, everyone. With some technical difficulties, we are now up and running. I had to replace the camera. And welcome to my one-on-one with CabbageFace Bricks. Shazam.
Hey, how we doing?
I think we're on.
Yeah, yep, we are on.
Good. I wasn't so sure because I don't have everything running, and my second screen is occupied with some screenshots I wanted to throw out.
Okay, yeah, it can. The sharing the screen thing can cause a few issues.
Especially on a meager laptop like I'm using. It is very underpowered. It's amazing I've gotten away with what I have, running 3 cameras on it. And
Yeah, I thought you'd have a desktop, or a tower.
this is just, yeah, no, this is just an older laptop. I do
Yeah.
have one of my supporters donated 80% of a PC. As soon as we're out of lockdown in Toronto, I'll absolutely go to a computer store and buy power
The rest.
supply, a case, and I guess other than operating system, I'm pretty much set. He gave me everything else: chip, fan, motherboard.
Graphics card.
Graphics card. I've got two high-end ones at my daughter's, and honestly, she doesn't use either of them.
Oh wow,
So I can pull one, and she won't even notice the difference.
that seems the
Um,
most important thing for kind of what we do, video editing and stuff. It's the graphics card.
yeah, it's funny. So for most of my videos, I actually do the editing, all the post stuff on my phone.
Oh
This is how
wow,
seriously everything that you see me post up. If it's not a live stream, it's done on the phone. All edits and yeah, speed up effects and slowdowns and anything. Yeah, I do it on the phone.
wow.
iPhone 7.
Yeah, well,
Seriously.
I've got a few editing things on my phone, but
Yeah. And trust me, I'm killing that poor phone. I think the screen is the next thing to go. I replaced the battery once,
yeah,
and just
the
to
back.
save it and extend the life of it because I didn't really want to drop another $1,200 on a new phone,
Mm.
even though I want the new phone desperately for the new cameras because they're just awesome. All the new phones are great.
Yeah, my battery's starting to. I've only had it a year, and it's getting to that, where it starts to go a bit naff.
50 bucks Canadian. I bought a battery kit, which includes the tools and the puller and everything.
Right.
And as more like, yeah, 18 months ago, did mine, did my wife's, an hour apart. Figured, well, I'll do mine first, and if I break mine, we won't do hers.
Yeah.
Because I'd done it years ago as well on previous phones. Like, hey, Master Microwave, good to see you. Did it on the iPhone 4. Actually, it was the first time I ripped apart one of my cell phones.
Oh,
But back
right.
then, I was much more into the idea of hacking hardware and
Mm-hmm.
opening stuff. And as I get older, I'm less inclined to want to rip something open.
Yeah, I'm always worried.
It's expensive,
If it goes wrong, yeah,
if it
and
goes
and
wrong.
you lose the warranty as well, don't you? So it's like,
But in that case as well, it was I wanted to extend the life of the phone.
mm, yeah, totally. And Apple charge a fortune, didn't they? So
Yeah, and I'm kind of stuck on the Apple stuff when it comes to the phones, only because I really like them. I don't have, well, actually I got a watch too, but I don't have like their computers or their laptops because they're ridiculous money. It just is.
they
Doesn't
are,
matter how nice it is, it's just ridiculous money.
and and they can't. A decent top end PC can do a lot more than a top end Mac can.
And I do like the idea of fixing and replacing
Yeah.
stuff.
Hmm.
And Apple isn't the most repair friendly company. In
No.
North America, we are actively, I shouldn't say we, it's more in the States. There's a couple guys like Rossman who are, right to repair is a big movement.
Yeah, that's the same in Europe. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're bringing it in. I think it's next year for appliances and stuff. So
But this one fellow in the States who's got an independent repair shop in New York, and he's pretty much the number one guy in the States for sending your Apple stuff in and he'll fix it. And
wow.
he live streams some of his fixes and what he does, and he explains some of the business practices that are Apple has employed and design practices where they really have not done a good job. Like even if the quality of the product is good, they've done little things that just will shorten the life of the hardware and make it hard to replace and fix.
Yeah,
And it's like it doesn't need to be this way.
yeah. I think it's probably on purpose, isn't it? So you have to get a new one.
Planned obsolescence, something along those lines. But it's funny because I'll say that, but it's like their phones and the stuff lasts for a long time. You
Yeah, because
know,
they got caught out here with the purposely making the phones die after 2 years.
yeah. What was neat about that was Samsung through the Android OS, they were actually dialing stuff back too. But of
Hmm.
course, that wasn't the big headlines in the papers. It's Apple is screwing with your phones and making you buy new phones. But it's like there's a lot of good reasons to dumb down the phone to extend the life of the phone. So I don't
Yeah,
have a big. I'm not trying to be an apologist for Apple, just because I've seen on both sides. But I mean, if it extends the life of the phone, great. My wife's got an iPhone 5 or whatever, and she's still on it and loves that form factor, and hates the fact that the next phone she gets is going to be bigger.
yeah.
She doesn't need these monster phones. Meanwhile, I would love to have something the size of a tablet.
It's strange how it's gone from phones going from big to small now back to small to big.
My one
You
of my
know,
first cell phones was the Razor 3
yeah,
flip phone, and I was very upset when I had to give that phone up because here in Canada they were changing systems. That was like a 2G or 3G phone. It wasn't great or anything, but it
mm,
was such a nice phone. It was very reliable. It got water in it a half dozen times without it taking out the phone. It was very tough. It was very durable.
yeah.
And for me to eventually upgrade to the iPhone 4, I did that kicking and screaming. And then I realized, oh, what a great device this thing is. This is so cool. And I only did that because my friend had gave me an iPod. So I got to play with the iPod for a few months, hack that, and do some stuff with it. And it's like, oh, this is kind of cool what you can do with these little devices.
Mm,
And then getting the iPhone 4 was just, oh, I should have just done this right away.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I
I just
don't
really
adopt easily, but then when I do, I go all in.
fall in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've had an iPhone now for years, and I don't think I'll ever switch. One, because I can't be bothered, because they always say, "Oh, you can transfer everything." I know you can't. You know, it's not going to happen as seamlessly as you think. Whereas if you get a new iPhone, it just does it for you. You know,
Yeah.
so I just stick with it. I'm not really fast as a phone.
I mean, I've been moving my stuff from iPhone to iPhone for so long. I mean, I've literally got everything I've ever taken. Okay, that's a lie. But I got so much stuff, even from the iPhone 4 days, on my current iPhone, which is like the third one. And I dread that next step. Like, okay, if I get whatever the newest one will be, in September, October, it's like, oh, I'm probably going to have to migrate again. And I fear that. Like, I fear
Mm.
losing stuff. I mean, I've been backing up all my photos forever, but at any one point, I still got about 20,000 photos and 500 videos on my phone. It's
Wow.
yeah, at any one time, and that's with me constantly deleting because I did find out something. Um, so my iPhone's got, I guess it's 250 gigs. That sounds right.
Yep.
264, whatever it is, and I find honestly that if I fill up the last 50 gigs, it runs horribly.
Mm.
Just it runs like trash. If I keep 100 to 50 to 100 free, I'm okay. But as soon as I dip below 100 gigs of free space, it's trash.
Wow.
It bogs down, and it could be the
Yes.
size of the stuff I'm working with. I don't know,
Possibly. Possibly.
but
You can
it's
always
just,
back it up to iCloud, can't you? So.
yeah, and I go back and forth on that too. Like I got the 200 gig plan because I got the whole family on it,
Mm.
and I see some value in it, but it's like at times I go, why? It's so much space. But I don't back up everything to it because I'm using Google Photos and I got
Hmm.
Amazon Photo. I mean, we got all these services and half of them are
Yep.
free. And
Yep. Got Dropbox. Got everything in there.
yeah, I was a big Dropbox guy
Yeah.
and a Box guy. And then I think Microsoft bought one of them.
Yeah. They've got OneDrive, are they not?
Yeah,
Something like that. I don't know.
but it was independent, and then they bought it, and it's like, like everything they buy.
Yeah. Um,
I still have an old 411 account, which was like Hotmail before they bought Hotmail.
oh god. Yeah. Yeah. It's not even
Yeah,
Hotmail
see,
anymore.
Hotmail didn't start that way. It was like
It's
I think
that.
411 mail or something, and it's like, yeah, I had whatever that old service was.
It's Outlook now, isn't it? It's not even Hotmail anymore.
And Outlook, yeah. I mean, if you
Yeah.
log in with any of them, it all works. But you're right, it's
Mm.
all Outlook now, and it's
Yeah.
like, why? Why would they call it that?
I don't know.
Like Live Mail, I thought was an okay name. They use that.
they just streamline things, I guess. I don't.
I got like 12 email accounts on that phone, by the way. Because I never get rid of these things, and some of the email accounts you create because maybe you don't want to give an email to a certain app or a certain this
Yeah.
or so it's like okay, it was so easy back in the day. You just create another account,
Mm.
but I never delete them. So I got like 12 email accounts that my phone's always parsing. So my data plan's always like borderline just for mail alone, and so much of it's garbage and spam.
Oh, I know. It seems with Outlook, more junk goes into your main one, and your emails you want go in your junk now. I don't know what they've done.
And every time I'm looking for something, where do I find it? It's in the junk.
Yeah, you're like, why is that in junk? And then you got like weird emails in your normal inbox. You're like, whatever, you know.
I used to set up weird filters so that it would direct my mail in certain ways because I thought back in the day, oh, this is so cool. It'll just put it in these folders. And then I realized I never look in those folders. So then it's like, where's my mail? It was life is easier when it's all in the inbox
Yeah.
because you look down and you prioritize in your head. Letting something else prioritize, I found that was a big mistake. And to this day, I don't think I can figure out how to undo it. Only because the only time I'm really on a computer is like maybe when I'm talking with you
Hmm.
now. I don't like to sit at the desk. I don't like to sit with the computer. For me, it's on the phone,
The
and
phone's
you're
easier.
you're shielded from so many of the settings on the phone
Mm. Yeah, that's
that you
right.
need to really
Hmm.
access it on a proper computer with a proper
That's much
browser.
like YouTube analytics. The phone's very basic, but on the computer, it's so much better.
Oh yeah, it's like
You know.
I didn't even understand at first that there was the that second YouTube app, for
Yeah,
the
for
creators.
mhm.
So I wasn't even looking at that on the phone. It's like, oh, this is so handy, but then it's like, yeah, but it's half crippled.
Yeah. If you go on the dashboard on your browser, it's like the information you can get from that is just insane. You know.
Yeah, and I'll open the real browser sometimes on the phone and just zoom
Yeah.
in, just because it's like, yeah, it's so much more powerful.
Hmm.
Look at that, we already went off on our first
We
tangent
did. That
without
was a
even
tangent and a
trying.
half, wasn't it? So easy to do.
But yeah, I'm glad to have a few minutes of your time to talk
No,
with you.
no worries at all. Sorry about yesterday.
Oh, hey, mixed blessing for both of us. It turned out
Yeah, that's
that
right.
I had something that popped up, and it's like great. Because it would have been even more embarrassing if I'm the one who had to bail. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
Life
I'm
gets in the
sorry.
way,
I
man.
don't, I only bugged you to do this. I only set up all these links, and it's like, I'll tell you the truth. Like, I went, oh damn, and I set up all these cool little graphics. Like, but then I was smart enough. I have like, kind of a workflow that makes it really easy.
Ah, okay.
So anything
Okay.
you've seen me pop up in the last few days, like, oh, that's nothing, man. Click,
Yeah,
click.
yeah.
Apps on the phone are amazing. They do all the work for you.
They do, especially the photo editing stuff. It's very good on there.
Yeah,
You have to pay for some of them though. But
it's so weird to see on here because I'm used to trying to catch the reruns of the Bants stream.
yeah, so that's yeah. We usually do that an hour and 45 minutes. No, it's usually about now. Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
on a Friday night. Yeah,
but on a Friday, but I'm
at work.
still at work. I'm still at work for an
Mm.
hour and a half, and then it's the half hour home, and you
I
guys
know.
are done.
It always makes me laugh because I usually catch Hive stream when I'm waking up in the morning. So I get up at like say 6, and he's like midnight there, and it's like, whoa, what's going on? You know?
Yeah, see, for me, Hive is 11:35 p.m. my time,
Mm.
and it's like it kills me because even on the weekend, it means I'm staying up to whatever. It's not that I'm not a night hawk, but it's like I'm so tired just when he starts.
I know.
And I think he's only one time zone away from me, so I don't know
Yeah,
why he chooses. I guess it's a work related thing that he chooses a late
I think they
time.
do it a bit later so they can get away with
Get
a little bit more.
get away with a bit more. That could be too. Yeah.
Because you I don't know if it's watersheds and stuff, but YouTube's pretty good. I mean, if it's adult, they won't show it to kids, so they work it out.
Well, for when Culpa was kicking in, I actually kind of backed off of the YouTube stuff completely. I took a lot of my content off. Then I reevaluated after I saw what some lawyers were saying and what some other prominent YouTubers were doing and not doing. It's like I've got nothing.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll just mark it all as adult.
Hmm.
Sure, it's a toy thing, but I try and keep it adult based. There's, a million of us out there. I'm not too worried about it now.
Yeah, I mean, I just put not for kids on everything. You know, it's just so much easier.
Hey, Brick Maniac. Better late than
How we
never.
doing? Yeah.
He's probably working. This guy's like on call all the time. He's gone
Wow.
back to work twice on some weekends. Like you'll
Wow.
call him up and he goes right back in. Like that's
Wow.
dedication. I won't even give my company my phone number anymore.
Well, it's not worth it.
I mean, they won't call my cell phone because I know I won't answer it. And my other line, it turns out, doesn't even work anymore. As of like, I don't know when. I had a Magic Jack and we didn't even realize it wasn't working. And we use that as my house line
Hmm.
for for work or whatever. So they haven't had a way to get in touch with me when I'm not at work, which is good. I
This
don't
is
want to be
good.
reached.
You don't want to be hassled by people.
Oh no, I'm Mister No Overtime. Don't want to be there. No, you get my best when I'm there, and when I'm
Mm.
leave, don't bother me.
Yeah,
Not my
that's right.
problem.
Home time's home time.
Yeah,
It's got to be.
absolutely. I tell you, one of the reasons I've been watching your content and watching it lately is you've been throwing up the military sets
Mm.
and the Cobi and stuff, and it's like, oh, a kindred spirit. Now I'll admit I got no Cobi I can pull that's handy, just because I don't have space to leave stuff built.
Have you
But
got
you're just,
Kobe?
I got a little bit. I got some
Ooh.
Oxford, I got some Cobi, and I got a lot of Kazi and Chinese names,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I do like the military sets. I haven't bought a lot in the last year just because, well, COVID and then importing from China has been rough because that's where a lot of it would come from,
Yeah,
from me.
yeah.
But I didn't want to see stuff stuck at literally 2 3 months when it used to be just 30 days at most, and some stuff not even getting over here. Unfortunate importing some of that Chinese stuff when I'm getting it from the Chinese sources coming into Canada, it's not getting blocked or heavily nailed by customs. But I know some stuff going into the UK, some stuff going into France, and other countries. They're looking at some stuff. If it's not the official branded box and all that nice packaging stuff, they're looking at it and go, no, we're just blocking it. It's not. We're not allowed
Yeah.
to import. Whether it's one-to-one copy or not, and of course, Kobe's not a one-to-one copy. This is original product, and a bunch of this other stuff that I choose to buy from China is original product, but
Hmm.
it'll come without box because it's cheap or whatever. Because I don't buy one-to-one copies of Lego crap.
No.
That's for kids. But in some regions, they can't get this stuff anymore, or they can't get it without a lot of hassle, and I feel bad. I mean, I still have access to everything, so I mean, it's
Yeah.
great.
Well, I mean, we had the problems with Brexit because we obviously left the EU. That's made it for a while, and even now, it's made stuff getting into the UK a little bit more difficult because of
Right.
tariffs and all that kind of stuff going on. Kobe's not too bad, but the if I buy directly from Kobe, their postage is quite expensive.
Oh,
So it's about 20 to 25 pounds for postage and packaging, which is a lot. Um, but they're working on that, they said, because they're in Poland. But I buy from a company in the UK, so their postage packaging is free. So they must buy it in the bulk and then ship it
sure.
ship it in the UK and Europe and worldwide or whatever. But they don't. The one frustrating thing is they don't have the limited edition sets. You have to buy those directly from Kobe.
Uh,
So that's where you get stung on the postage. So like a limited edition set's quite good value. It's like 25 to 30 pounds here. But then you're paying another £30 for the postage, so it soon adds up.
wow.
Yeah, and
That's tough.
it does take a while sometimes. So the little Mercedes I've got over here, this took about 2 3 weeks to get to me, and it wasn't. It's not a massive set. It's quite small.
That's a nice set.
Yeah, you get your limited edition number there. You see, so it's like number 245. So it's all comes with certificate and everything.
So, do you know how many was the run on
The
that? Like,
run, no, I don't. I've seen up to about 400 on the Kobe web on Facebook, but
that's
there's
impressive that you're getting one of 400 or one of
yeah,
500. That's and
yeah,
it's stamped. You said with a certificate as well.
that's right. You get a certificate signed by the CEO of the company, hand signed. Um, so I've got two of those at the moment. I've got that one and another little car. Oh, let's grab it. Where are you? Come here. So there's also the little Horch. Try and get it into zoom.
Oh,
So That's limited edition because of the weird minifigure guy.
So now, of course, it's not zoomed in. Do they
Well, there you go.
actually have the? They don't have like swastikas or anything.
No,
No.
they were going to bring one out with it, but then they got in a lot of bother, a lot of trouble.
Because
Um,
I've seen some Chinese. It's
I
not a
wouldn't.
copy of that, but I've seen some, and they do it, and it's like, and I thought about it. Oh, maybe I'll get these. 'Cause they're,
mm,
they're interesting and historical, blah blah blah. And I thought, and then what am I going to do? I'm probably not going to feel comfortable showing them off.
they have the kind of Air Force insignia and the Black Cross, but they won't. I've not. They had. I think that the reason why the set got pulled was or changed was mainly down to the minifig as well because it was. I think it was Rommel or someone like that, which is a little bit. Should you have someone like him as a minifigure?
Uh,
Um, but people were saying, well, it's historical, and it's like, yeah, but you wouldn't have a Hitler one, would you? So
you
they
say
pulled
that,
it.
but
I've seen
I
one.
know you. Yeah, I've seen a few, and they're really nice. And it's like,
It's a
uh,
fine line with the German military stuff. It's a very
yeah,
fine line, because the vehicles are obviously historical, but they did some atrocious things.
yeah. I mean,
So
I'm glad some
it's,
of the stuff's available for people who really want the historical stuff.
yeah.
It's a line that's a little uncomfortable for me, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I've got a few. I've got a tank. I've got the Red Baron just behind me there. So I've got a Panzer. I think it's a Mark III or something. So I've got a few German sets, but predominantly they're Allied sets I've got. So I
yeah.
try and stick to that side.
Most of my tanks are American,
Mm.
but that's what got me into the idea of all bricks count as opposed to just Lego
Yeah.
because, years ago, what brought me back into Lego after 30 years was Star Wars. My friend gifted me a TIE fighter. I bought an X-Wing to match from the same wave. The rest is history. I buy everything now. But once I burned myself out on Star Wars, it's like, what else is there? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not a city builder. Bomb modulars are great, but I'm not going to be doing a lot of that because I'm not going to display a lot of that. And it's like, what are nice one-offs? Well, cars, sure, but
Yep.
I don't like a lot of the Lego cars, and they don't do enough in a larger scale that's interesting to me in what I would call a collector's scale.
Hmm.
Something that's at least a foot long. And then I started to look at the military stuff. I saw tanks, like, oh, tanks! I love tanks. Well, Lego doesn't do any tanks worth a damn. So
Nope.
that's when I discovered Kazi. I think was my first, and then people started turning me on to other companies, and just so much great stuff out there.
Yes. I mean, I've always had Lego, and I can't really remember how I stumbled upon Cobi. I think I was looking for a Lego Spitfire because it's an amazing plane and quite iconic. And I was just googling it, and I saw a Brickmania one, which was nearly £200 or something. I was like, that's quite a lot of money. Once I got it shipped from America to here, and then I stumbled upon the Cobi one, which was £30, and I was like, oh, I'll just buy that, see what it's like, and it's got me hooked ever since.
Yeah,
And so impressed by their products. Really, it's really good. If you're into military stuff, that is.
yeah. So have you stuck with mainly Lego scale bricks, or have you tried the smaller stuff like nano or diamond size
I
bricks? Or
haven't, no. So I've done mega constructs or mega blocks, whatever you want to call them. They're
yeah,
they're same, one of the same, aren't they?
yeah,
Kobe. I've got a couple of dodgy Sembo, I think it is. I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah. Um, and Lego. I've not gone into the nano stuff. No.
I've had limited experience with the nano size bricks. Some of it good, some of it not so good. I did some transformers in it, and they were okay. I did a
They literally
Gundam,
smaller.
smaller bricks, about I think it works out to one quarter of the size.
Wow.
It can be brutal. I did
Yeah,
a
it was really fiddly.
500 yeah, it was 500 piece Gundam mech that was about 5 inches tall, 500 something pieces. Horrible. And the instructions outright lied. When you followed the instructions, and that was LOZ company laws.
Mm.
When you follow the instructions to attach the arms, it's not physically possible with the bricks supplied. So I found a cheat that worked, But sure enough, the one day I went to move it and put it from the shelves behind me to my proper display cabinets, dropped and smashed into a million pieces. And you know, I did put it in Ziploc. Said never again, because
I've
it
not
wasn't.
seen these nanos.
Uh, I'll send you a picture later
Yeah.
and a link to the video. Even the live stream was hilarious. People were just laughing at me because I was so frustrated. Because as I was building it, it was so.
Yeah, you
You
want to.
breathe on it, it fell apart. It was just horrible. I don't know if it's a
Yes,
lack of material or if the
the
tolerances are just off so much
yeah, it's probably not
that
got
it
good
just
clutch
doesn't
power.
grip good.
Mm-mm.
Also, it's not ABS; it's some softer plastic,
Mm.
and that's a kiss of death right there. You need a certain rigidity to the plastic to even get a quality clutch.
Yeah, I mean the clutch power on Lego is, we all know it's probably one of the best out there.
Yeah,
Cobi's very good. I mean, Cobi's a bit too much sometimes. Just trying to take apart a set is quite a challenge.
I've got a few like that where it's like,
Yeah,
oh, it's well getting it together like you're using a lot of force and then
yeah,
it's never coming apart. I won't even
mm-mm.
need glue. This is going to be good for life. I mean,
And I've only built a few Mega Blocks, and they all seem fine. They're very different techniques they have though.
I'm guessing you've only had Mega from the more recent stuff, like the last
Yeah,
5 years.
yeah,
See, 2015-ish, they were already changing their processes and materials, and they were improving things, and then Mattel bought them. And I would say 2016 to the present is kind of like the modern era for Mega Blocks and Mega Constructs. The quality is there. A lot of the designs were top notch, and they're just some of them are beautiful, especially on certain themes. Like I'm a big fan of the Call of Duty. I
yeah,
think just over the top. These are model quality builds.
yeah. That's right.
Uh, great for dioramas. Just beautiful. I've made like 11 videos, and I hate making them because I have nothing bad to say.
Yeah, that's what I found. So when I got the Spitfire, I did a video of is it worth it kind of thing, and then I was expecting to go no, but I was actually like, yeah, it is really worth it for the money you're paying, and like you said, they look like models rather than bricks
Yeah.
because they
I
try and
mean,
keep
the
everything
scale is
smooth. And
always wrong, but the scale is always wrong with these brick sets. Like,
yeah,
with the Mega, you get these nice posable action figures, and that's what they are. They're small, one third the size of a GI Joe figure,
yeah, that's it.
and very posable. And people love to customize them too. I mean, people like to customize Lego figures, but it's not the same. The Mega Constructs figures, they just go all out on these. I mean, real model crafting, paint jobs, monocle and all, and just some beautiful work being
Yeah, I
done.
found that with the Lord of the Rings one, not Lord of the Rings, sorry, Game of Thrones one I just done, the Iron Throne. The minifigs in that were just like they're all painted faces, and you could move their arms around and stuff. It's very good.
Yeah, see, you've already started building them. I haven't built mine yet because I was just going to want to sit down and build my wave as a month or 2 months of just
Yeah,
go at it. So I'm really looking forward to that. So
I will
you were,
pick
so
up
you
some
were, so
more.
you were pleased. So you will pick up more. So you're very
Yeah,
pleased with it.
yeah. I
Okay.
want to get the Castle Grayskull behind you. That's on my list. I want to
Yeah.
get the castle from Game of Thrones. I think is it. The Winter Castle. Which one is it? Um,
Winterfell or something like that.
Winterfell, something like that. Yeah.
That one was brutal for us in Canada because it was promoted heavily. There was a pre-order. Amazon canceled it. It was the only, honestly, it was the only place we saw it in Canada was on Amazon. Toys R Us and Walmart didn't seem to have it, or if they had it, it was gone in a day. And then Amazon canceled it. I ended up ordering it from your side of the pond from Amazon.
We're going to shipped over.
Yeah, and
There's still,
it was through a link, but it was from your Amazon, and that's how I got it because it wasn't coming, and it was like I think I ended up paying an extra $50 on top to get it, but it's the only way I was going to
wow.
get it. And that one set was kind of the reason I bought most of the theme.
Mm.
And it's like everything else was coming out, and then I got screwed on the one set. It's like now I feel foolish. I wanted to build around that castle. It's like, oh well.
They still got a lot of them left on our Amazon, so it's good.
On your side,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
they've got
but
a few of
no
them.
one wants to. No one wants to order it with imports. So, but Amazon did make it easy because they do like a drop shipment to Amazon here, and then so
Also,
they
I
do
think
make it easy.
there's that kind of Lego snob type. Don't want to be
Well,
rude, but a lot of Lego people were like, "Oh, you do it's fake Lego." So it's not really. It's something that
well,
Lego
that's
won't
the other
touch.
thing that you know. I've become quite attached to you and Boom Bricks because you guys like you see the possibilities. It's not that
Mm.
you go, oh, this is better than Lego. You go, this is an option. This is a good option. And over here, it is still so anti everything that's not Lego.
If they there's a massive marketplace for military-based brick sets, and He-Man, all the films, adult films, they just
Yeah,
won't touch them. Which I understand why they won't, but they can't then not expect other people to pick it up,
yeah.
because people will, because there's money to be made on these things.
Our biggest problem on this side now is now that we see that Mega has grabbed a lot of decent licenses, even if it's a couple years late, like Game of Thrones, it's really late in the game to be
Yeah, if they'd have got
putting
that
those
during
out
the
there.
program.
But there's supposed to be a new Game of Thrones 2 season kind of thing coming
Yeah,
out.
before the event. Yeah,
So maybe it'll get hot again, whatever. But I think they've already
possibly.
proven they've gotten some stuff. Like I bought both dragons, and
Yeah,
they
they
look
look nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm hoping. I mean, actually, the scale of them, they're already pretty big. I mean, 35 inches is pretty big. I'm looking at the one, and I think it's the smaller of the two.
So do they not have a scale on them?
I'm sorry?
Do
Yeah.
they scale them? So
Um,
because the
I
Kobe
don't.
stuff's scaled, you see. So it's like 1 to 38, 1 to 48, 1 to.
No, no. Well, I mean, the inches are there. We could do our own math to figure out the scale, but yeah,
Yeah,
no,
because
that's what's nice about the Kobe stuff is that you could
they
tell
all.
what scale you're
That's
building
it.
to. And
Yeah, so all the guys. Sorry, it's absolutely tipping it down there. Can you hear the rain?
just a little.
That's right. It's quite heavy. Um, that's the one good thing about Kobe is it's to scale. So
Oh yeah, Ryan's got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So this is before Mega Construction. This is back in the Mega Blocks days. It
I
was
assume
new
they
enough
lost
that it
that.
won't be too frustrating. See, I know in the back of his head he's as worried as I was. I tipped him off to the deal to get that because I was, I was about to pick it up myself because it's another big set. Um, but of course, being back in the Mega Blocks days, I can't remember what year that was. It was probably a 2013, 2014 set. Mega Blocks had a really bad rep for like their first 5 to 10 years, where their bricks, the quality was off, color was off, clutch was non-existent sometimes. I did a video showing some purple parts that I put on the back of some Halo vehicle thing, the Covenant vehicle, and if you watched it and you just looked at it for about a few seconds, the parts would pop off, commit suicide.
Wow.
And that's literally what I call it. It wanted to jump and kill itself. And I put it back on and pushed it all the way on, and you watch it. And it's like, bing, it would jump off, right off the studs. It's like, it's crazy. It looked possessed. The
Wow.
quality was so sketchy. And it
Is a
real
is a
and it
Technodrome like that then, or is it better?
well, I'm pretty sure the Technodrome came after a lot of that early sketchy stuff.
Right.
But it's still branded under the Mega Blocks. And I know even a few of the older Mega Block sets that I still have, I'm worried that when I open them, I'm going to be frustrated. I've been
Hmm.
very pleasantly pleased the last 4 years because I've been buying all this Mega Construct stuff. But when I was doing a lot of the early Halo, because what got me into Mega was Warthogs for Halo.
Yeah.
I bought two, and then I fell in love with it, so then I decided I was pretty much going to buy them all. And I ended up making my first compilation video when I had the 19 different sets that had a Warthog. So I pretty much had close to like the most exclusive collection of these things,
Yeah.
and including rare ones from shows. So it probably did put me in the top 1% for collectors on this. And I've since collected everything I didn't have, and I've got to build those out this summer and then maybe make a new one because it's my best video. I'm close to 50,000 views on it, and I
Wow.
get a yeah, and that's natural. That's not like shorts or any of that
Yeah.
other
Yeah. Yeah.
nonsense. Natural growth slowly, and for the longest time, YouTube was recommending my video, and it was second only to Jang Bricks
Wow.
on Mega Halo related stuff. Oh, it was. I loved it. It was great. And I still use it. And what I do is, when I put out a new Halo video, I go back into that video. I change the end screen links
Yeah,
the point to my new video, hoping to get a little bit of a rub on my
yeah, a bit
newer
more
videos.
traction. Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't really work as well as I'd hope, but it's something, right?
Mm.
Because that video is still getting me more hits per day than anything else I do.
It's
Basically, non-Lego for me does a lot better,
yeah,
uh,
same. I
bar
mean,
none.
it's strange how YouTube works, though. The
Yeah,
analytics of it all, it is very strange how it works.
I
But
don't know.
I found the Kobe stuff's quite. There's not many English people do the Kobe stuff.
Yeah,
It's all mainly German, French, or Polish.
yeah.
I can't find many English ones, so it's doing okay at the moment. But we'll see what happens.
It's a good niche for you to be in. It's like, and especially
Mm,
since you like it and enjoy it, it's like,
mm.
hey, it's no skin off your nose. That's just gravy for you. I
Yeah, I
mean,
enjoy the history side of stuff as well, so it's kind of a no-brainer, really.
are you also into models too, or just
I used to
bricks?
be. So when I
Okay.
was a lot younger, I had in my dad's shed. I used to build Airfix models and all sorts. Something I've thought about kind of getting back into, but I just don't have the space for it at the moment. But
Yeah,
one day,
my earliest memories, me and my dad were making Spitfires and such,
mm,
but and Red Baron, like
yeah,
some of those sets you have, and sure enough, models you moved, whatever, they break, and you don't
yeah,
fix them, or you can't fix them, you don't have the skills to fix them, and I never got back into models just because of that. It's like it breaks your heart when something happens to this beautiful model you spend so much time on, you can't fix it. Lego drops, you fix it, it's not a big deal.
yeah. That's the beauty of like this one here. Imagine having to paint, all of that detail on it and
Ooh, I want to see this
the
one.
Corsair there. Imagine having to
Yeah,
paint all that on there and put the transfer stickers on and all that stuff. It takes so long. Whereas that's a set. If I want to take it apart, I can and rebuild it. For me, that's one of the best ones I've got. This is
that's
brand
be
new.
that is beautiful.
Wings fold up, so like it does in real life.
Oh, that's great.
So this is a brand new set. It's only been out a week, so there's a
So
review tomorrow.
are they typical stickers or decals, or are they a water
No,
transfer or
they're printed,
printed? Oh, even better.
all printed. Yeah, you only get stickers with the older Kobe sets. So the newer Kobe sets are all printed,
So
pad
they
printed
should
as
be.
well. But they can do it because they don't do a lot of sets. So not like Lego, who produce a lot of sets and would need a massive factory to all printed. Kobe don't produce as many sets. They don't have to have all the space.
Yeah, but after seeing Lego's production facilities in so many videos and their capacity to do things, they could absolutely print anything they want to print, and I don't believe it would be that much of a hit on their profit margin. I mean, they're so very capable. It might add a short delay, getting some things done, maybe a day or two or something, but it could really add some value to the quality.
I agree. I mean, it's frustrating. Looking at one of my sets down here, the Aston Martin. It's like the Aston Martin badge was like a sticker. So why is that not printed? It's an Aston Martin. Just make it a fiver more expensive or £5 more expensive to put a printed piece in there.
Yeah.
But they seem hesitant to do it sometimes.
You know, I would say it's licensing, but in the case of Aston Martin,
Yep.
they had that support, so I don't get it. And
Yeah.
and you'll see certain sets that'll really make you scratch your head where there'll be printed pieces and they'll look great and stickers in the same set, and you go, why? They could have done
Yeah.
it all one way or the other. Um, and maybe because they mass manufactured the other ones previously and it wasn't a big deal for them to do more or whatever, but I don't know. We scratch our heads a lot when it comes to Lego.
Yeah. I mean, they do make some strange decisions, but
Yeah.
they got most people buy the old short and curlies, isn't they? When it comes to the sets.
Yeah. So you're saying so that set you're doing that review's coming out tomorrow for it?
Yeah. So I've recorded it already. It's coming out tomorrow.
Oh, very nice. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
Yeah. I try to keep consistent with my reviews and stuff.
Oh, Ryan's got to make another shelf. he is in so deep between his Bricklink orders because he's not just happy building sets anymore. So he's got to go buy instructions
Oh, right. It
from
makes
mock builders,
mock
right?
builders, yeah.
Actually, and speaking of
So
mocks,
did Lego lose the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle license then? Sorry,
so
Mega
they had
Blocks.
it.
Sorry, Mega Blocks
So
lose it.
I'm trying to think of the order here. Lego had it first for 2 years, and then Mega picked it up. Because I don't think it went the other way around. I think it was Lego had it for 2 years, then Mega, and actually Mega is still producing TMNT stuff.
Oh,
Most in the last year or two, they've produced some um, high definition figures, new paint
okay.
jobs and stuff. So I suspect they still had the license.
Because I was surprised Lego didn't do the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sets rather than the new ones. You
Yeah,
know, like the Technodrome, the camper van thing, all that kind of stuff.
I think they have one van set,
Yeah, but
but
I think it's a newer one, isn't it?
yeah,
It's not like when I was a kid.
they and I think with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there's so many options because you could do,
Mm,
like, as a kid, the comics were black and white comics with a color cover. That's what I remember, and that's the only time you saw the silly colored
bandanas.
bandanas.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was black and white comics. And I'm thinking they could do like a mature line of grayscale figures or whatever, just to give us a weird, unique, limited edition set.
Hmm.
They could give us the old cartoon series. They could give us a movie series. They got so much they could pull, and TMNT has got a rich history to it with a pretty big fan base still.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I know where they lost out on He-Man because it's Mattel, isn't it? So that's
well,
why Lego
yeah,
didn't get that. So
yeah, and it's kind of funny because people are saying that even though you've got Masters of the Universe, which is under Mattel, and of course, you got Mega Construxa under Mattel. It's not a foregone conclusion that it'll always stay that way,
mm,
because they do treat each of those product lines as separate opportunities, and there's been talk that we might see stuff like Masters of the Universe go somewhere else, and it's like I'd hate to see it, given how good this stuff has come out so far.
yeah, that
It
castle was
doesn't seem to
awesome.
be a smart decision when you've already got it all under the same house,
Mm,
the same umbrella. Why, even if there was more money in it, and that's a problem. There would be more if they went to Lego and Lego were to promise whatever exposure with this many sets in the first wave. I'm sure they would jump at the opportunity because it's more exposure than they're ever going to have under the Mega line.
yeah.
But the figures are so cool under Mega. Lego's not going to do that justice. They're just
Now
not.
you're just going to get the normal old Lego minifig, aren't you?
I don't want a square blocky He-Man or a square
Yeah.
blocky. I've got those. I got those in Chinese figures, so I'm satisfied there. And they look okay for what they are, and I can't imagine Lego doing better. Actually, they can't because Lego doesn't do full prints like some of the Chinese
No.
companies do. I've got some beautiful examples of Chinese figures that got prints on the inside of the leg where no one looks, and it's like Lego just never has gone there.
No. So the minifigs are hit and miss sometimes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Some of them are incredible, and some of them are a bit. Ugh. I'm not a massive minifig collector, so it's not. It's not. I'm not a minifig person. I don't go into that.
I'm not a huge minifig collector. I mean, like the CMFs,
Yeah, I
I
collect
buy.
those.
I've got
Yeah.
most of the series, and I did drop out of it in January, but I came back for Looney Tunes just because, hey, nostalgia. I love this stuff.
Yeah. Those are nice minifigs, though.
Yeah, I was happy with like 80%
Mm.
of them, and then like one of them, like Bugs Bunny. It's like, why couldn't they give us a real tail? They
I don't
printed on
know.
the back. Uh, I mean, I'm looking at, was it the Daffy Duck tail? It's like you do that in gray, and that would have been perfect.
Yeah,
Nice
it's
little
lazy.
cut. Yeah, and that's what it is. That's the only word for it, lazy. I know they came up with lots of new molds for these heads, so there's a cost to that.
Yeah, but
But
they would have recouped that. So
oh, for sure,
know,
because
people.
CMFs they can sell, they can continue pumping them out for 2 years
That's
easily.
right. They have them on the here when you go to the till. They usually have them on the till.
Yeah,
So you pick them up right at the end, and you see families do it. Pick up 2 or 3 bags for their kids and just chuck it on the shopping.
on one of my most recent streams, a few people I was talking to, we all agree it's like whether you're into the CMS of the series or not, these are the best stocking stuffers ever
Mm,
made. You got a present you got to buy for a kid, and you got no time. Say, oh, look at this, $5, $3, $2,
that's
what?
it.
Right there, point of purchase. Great. You don't
Hmm.
even have to think about it. Kids love them. You got a birthday party. You put a bunch of these in a bag. I mean, kids love opening them. They love not knowing.
Which ones are going to get? Yeah,
I mean, it's gambling to me, but if you're given a little, as a one-off, it's a great thing.
yeah.
What is he saying? For the classic stuff, but I'd be all in. I really want the original turtle van. Yeah, we all
Mm,
want the original turtle
yeah,
van.
that'd be cool.
We had slipped a little bit into the mock discussions,
Yeah, we
and
did. Yeah, yeah.
so I'm a big supporter of what you and Boom had.
Thank
I'm
you.
trying to find my link here.
The monsters coach.
So I have. There we go. So I gotta admit, I haven't watched you guys on stream talk about it. It's just when I saw it, I fell in love with it, and I just started sharing it everywhere I could.
Thank you. Yeah,
Um,
appreciate it. It's
and
so
I
dark
and
a
I
little bit.
and I do like the monsters, so I'm at least familiar with the topic, but not with how you guys got together. And how did you come up with this?
So I've obviously got to know Martin or Boom Bricks over he interviewed me very a long time ago when I did my Everybody Loves Raymond mock. He interviewed me for that, and then we just started talking since then, and kind of made friends for it, or as it were. And then he's like, oh, I always want to do a Lego ideas. I always want to do an idea set. I always want to do an idea set, but I'm not very good on the studio thing side of things. And I was like, well, I'm okay on it. So he said, oh, let's build something together. I was like, well, think of something, we'll build it. And he's like, oh, do you know what'd be quite cool? The old Monsters car. And I was like, that would be quite cool, actually. I've not ever seen that done. So we just got together over StreamYard and just built it on Studio. He's actually building it physically at the moment.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I
So
gotta see that.
he's got like 90% of the parts now. He's having to, which sounds sacrilege, spray some of the gold ones, but um, so he's building this physically. So obviously you get instructions from Studio, so you can build this physically to make sure it works. Which he's saying most of it's working at the moment. There may be a few bits that might not work as well as what we thought, but that's the whole joy of building a mock, isn't it?
Well, and if it gets approved and Lego does their process and works with you, and they put their guys on it,
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna finesse it.
That's what I kept
And
saying to him because he kept saying, "Oh, this bit doesn't look quite right," and I was like, "Yeah, but it looks fine for what we're doing. When Lego get their hands on it, they'll tidy that up.
yeah,
They'll do their stuff."
and of course that's the good and the bad of it is, we hope all they do is tidy it up and not
Mm, change it.
butcher. I'm trying to be delicate here, but butcher it because
I
we've
know.
seen some idea sets, and it's like, you know, um, I'm thinking of the museum, the dinosaur museum set.
Yeah,
I think the original was 5 dinosaurs. I think they did 3. The original was done in bone tan, and I think they did it in white. You know,
yeah. They're hit and miss. So I know a lot of people got annoyed about Sesame Street because that was smaller than what he'd made it.
yeah.
I thought they'd done a good job on the blacksmith. I think that's actually better than the original one would have been too expensive. It would have been like ridiculous amount of money.
I
So
like I like that set. Everything except for the final, which was where they did the blue on the roof.
yeah, it could have been a different color.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the blue on the roof. I don't think it's fitting. I'm not sure what the decision process was there, but
Ideas is kind of it is a bit hit and miss. The ship in the bottle is very good. Tron is good.
the ship in a bottle, that was another one that was vastly different from the design.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean, that was not a small change.
they
Uh,
do tend to change them quite a lot though, because I'm interested to see what they do with Home Alone. That's the one I'm interested to see what they do with,
yeah,
because that's a whole house. They won't do that.
and it's a big set. I
It's going to be an
mean,
open back,
I
isn't
know
it?
a lot of us will put up our hands and say, "Yeah, we'll pay 300-400 for it as is," but they'll look at it and go, "Well, if we cut 1,500 pieces out of it. We'll sell 10 times as much.
That's right. And people buy it for the minifigures alone.
Yeah, I know.
You know, that's the. There is rumours that they're going to add another minifigure. So, shovelly bloke with
Oh,
shovel. So he wasn't in the original. So I'm
okay.
interested to see how that goes. That one. But yeah, I mean, ideas is a lot of people are for ideas and a lot of people are against it. At the moment, I don't think ideas is working because too many sets are getting to the final furlough. You
It's
know,
been
and
something, right? How many was in the most recent?
52.
That is a lot. It really is. I mean, I used to complain, "Oh, there's only 10 or 12."
Yeah,
And I thought that wasn't enough, but now that we're seeing it go the other way, it's like now there's too much selection.
and people are getting disappointed because they're only going to pick one or two. And people are like, that's crazy. It's only two, and it's like, well, they can't pick 10
Yeah.
because they can't make 10 a year. You know?
But do you see what they're doing with the Bricklink now, right?
Yeah, the
I mean, now
crossover.
that they're crossing over and the secondary sets that maybe don't make it into Lego proper are now becoming these Bricklink sets,
Mm.
and that's great too. I mean, whatever it takes to get a set out there, I'm happy for, and I'm happy for the designers. But it may not be what everyone wants. Like you want your set to get boxed and manufactured and put in a store. That's what everyone really wants. I mean,
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm interested to see where it goes on this Bricklink thing
yeah,
because they've extended the period, haven't they, where people can vote again for some reason. I don't know why.
really.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know, but it's a bit like a
Maybe the numbers were low. I don't know.
possibly, but it's a bit like a crowdfunding thing, isn't it? You got to put your money where your mouth is on it.
But I'm studying your design here, and it's like it looks great, and I love the color. Like it looks like red velvet almost. I mean,
Yeah, yes.
nice deep red.
It took us what about? So we did it every Sunday. So we did about six streams. Quite a long time. And they were like an hour and a half, 2 hours each time. So it's some proper hours put into it. It's slowed down with support at the moment, so it's only getting like 3 or 4 a day.
Oh, by the way, I am a supporter. I know it says
Oh, you're not
support.
logged in. I can
I'm
see
not
that.
logged in. There's a
so
lot I
it's
don't. Like I said, there's a lot I don't do on the computer, and that's another thing I don't do on the computer.
so it's slowed down a bit, but we've got a few things in the pipeline which should g it up. So a couple of magazines want to put it in there, and a couple of TV stations want to share it, which is
Oh,
crazy.
wow,
Which have got
awesome.
which should hopefully start pushing it again. So we're just and once Martin builds it, I think that's going to really help if you've got a physical copy of it.
I'd pinned it, I think, for the first month in my Facebook group until I had enough people say, "Please take it down.
Oh, really?
Please unpin it. We love it. We've supported it already."
That's all
It's
right.
like,
Thank you
okay,
very much. Though,
yeah,
so it's getting a few. So it's got 500 days to get to 5,000. So we're not panicking yet. Um, Worst case scenario is we'll resubmit it. But I've got a good feeling it will make it, but it'll probably be a year or so till it gets there. But I'm
um,
I'm not in any rush. So
the scale of this built. I don't suppose you know how many studs long it is, do
it's the
you?
same size as the Ecto One.
Oh,
So it's that.
really?
Yeah, so it's the same chassis design as the Ecto
Oh,
One. We basically nicked that
buried it.
chassis,
Wow.
so we use that as the footprint. So it will be creator car size, so like Aston Martin, VW camper van, that kind of size.
So it's going to look very fitting for anyone who's buying these larger sets. I mean,
Yeah,
when they have this up there, that's going to be great. It's not going to look
yeah. That's
awkward or out of place. That's good.
You can get more detail in it as well.
Yeah.
That's what we.
Did you originally intend for it to be that size, or were you
Yeah, we
just
did.
playing with the parts? Oh, you did. So you
Yeah,
started.
we.
This is the size we want, and you work backwards
Mhm.
from there.
Yeah, so mine
Okay.
was like, let's do creator car size, and I was like, that's a great shout because if you did minifig scale, you probably wouldn't get half the detail in it. And
Yeah.
we just went for it, and it was good fun. We've got a couple of other ideas we're going to do eventually, but
I'd still be curious to see what a minifig scale looks like. I mean,
yeah, I don't know how you do it. You, you probably could. It's hard
they
enough doing it at that scale, to be honest.
maybe some custom parts, and of course that would probably
Yeah,
be the deal killer on that one.
yeah,
Lego does not like to do a custom part unless they got future plans for it too.
that's right. Yeah, so we're hopeful for this one. We
Now,
shall
what
see.
was when you gave me this link though? You gave me two other links that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, they're my other ones. These are my ones on my thing. Yeah, we're a bit. They're not. They're doing okay. They're not a 702. They should get to 1,000. To be honest, be happy on that. I need to
I'm
tweak this a lot. I need to do some work on it. To be honest.
because I do love trains, and that's another thing I gave up, in my late teens, and but I never went back to it either, just because well, it was expensive. I still have some of my old uh, trains in a box somewhere. I should dig them up.
I need to. Yeah, I mean this is the Mallard, so it's a pretty famous steam train. Was the fastest ever steam train, I believe, at one point.
Really?
Yeah. So, I need to work on the front of it. The front's not quite slopey enough. The trouble with it needs to be more sloped. That front, I do need to work on it. The images look funny because they've changed it recently, which is frustrating.
What do you mean? Oh, the
They've
train?
changed the ratio,
Oh,
so it looks
okay,
squashed.
okay.
But I'll work on that. I'll see how it does, and then I'll resubmit it worked on. I'll see where it gets to the first time, and I'll give it another stab.
Yeah,
But
because even if
700 is
if you
mad.
tweak it if you tweak it a little, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've only got to do a little bit of work on it, so just the front end really. The rest of it looks fine, to be honest. But it's good fun. I also need to get rid of the Kygo Jin as a train conductor as well, which is not quite right. Yes, that's one of them. It's doing okay. And then you've got the little pencil pot, which I've
Yeah.
built in real life. So it's next to me here.
Oh, okay. Let
So
me
there it
give
is.
you focus there.
Nice, simple idea, that one.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm going to resubmit this when because that's going to fall off soon. But I'm going to resubmit it. If they do a competition, I might enter it into that as well. But
I'm so
378. So
I'm so confused having the two screens. I keep clicking on the wrong screen. It's like no. I would have been
yeah,
even more confused if I had left my camera over here, because then my camera would have been here, stream here, and then the screenshot of your idea submission here.
yeah. So I've got a few up on there. There's more than that, but we won't go into all of them.
I didn't even see, like, I'm clicking on the wrong thing here.
Yeah, I've got.
Oh,
You
I
have to
gotta
log in
log in.
probably.
The
Yeah,
old dirty.
there's always a way in there to get you to log in.
Yeah, I got no good way of calling it up on the computer without
Don't
showing
worry.
my account info on screen.
Yeah, so people do check that out. It's the Monsters card. Just go on ideas, type in Monsters, and you'll find it. It's the only one.
And I've got the links in the notes below. Hey,
Thank you very
36
much.
Bricks. 36 is going to be on stream with me sometime in the near future.
Cool.
So either collabs or just building streams or whatever. I haven't been building much lately just because work's been crazy.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to pump out what I call archive videos. When I started doing videos for YouTube, calling them reviews would kind of be exaggerating. It was more like a visual documentation for me, because I can only keep about 200 to 300 sets built at any one point, and then I got to break them down and ziplock them so I can continue to build. So
Yeah.
for me, having the YouTube video and then doing a lot of the photography I do, this is how I know what I've got in bins and ziplocs everywhere. And lately, it's like I haven't been streaming much. I've been uploading these short videos, 2 minutes long, of the stuff, because my wife's been building my stuff behind my back.
Yeah.
it's, like, it's like I don't even have photos of these, and she's been building. Like, I better catch up, because
Wow.
it's causing me a lot of anxiety. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
records of some of this stuff. So, and then I thought, if I'm going to post this, I'm actually going to change my little logo and banner, and I put Mrs. Allbrick's Count Builds, and I get an okay response from it, and from some different
Why not?
people. Yeah, and it's honestly, it's the stuff that while I might dig it, I don't necessarily want to build it. My
Yeah.
wife's collection of seasonal stuff, Christmas related stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It, I buy it mostly for her anyway, but the fact that she turned around and just started building it and started pulling it off my shelves, it's like, oh, I better be careful and start documenting some of this stuff before it disappears, and I won't even know what I have.
Wow. Okay.
And it's also for insurance too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Totally. You got to log it all for insurance, isn't it?
yeah, I get receipts, but it's nice having the photos and videos too, because it's like if anything ever happens, and it was my insurance agent that said, yeah, I mean, you're doing great. Receipts are one thing, but you're showing that you have it, and you have it in
Mhm.
your place of where you live, and it's like that's great. They love that stuff. You know,
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
proof of ownership.
Yep.
Oh, 36 is saying, yeah, let her build. No, absolutely, because when she's happy, she gets off my back. Well, here's the thing. So the last 3 years, I basically bought 3.5 years. I bought virtually every Star Wars set, and then I bought most of the idea sets, and I bought a handful of other themes, hit or miss. But I mean, I was probably spending 1,500 a month
Yeah.
on average. That's a lot of money. Now we're both gainfully employed. It's great, and we have this we have the money to do so. But last year was kind of a significant jump forward in what I was spending because I wasn't just buying the themes I was interested in. I was buying every chase set, all those hard to get sets, the limited, show con sets for the shows that didn't happen. I got everything last year, and it was like, wow, that was an expensive year.
Mm.
Because you can absolutely be that dummy and play that game, and you just throw in the money, and you can own anything you want. Credit cards are great, and our rule of thumb is you got to pay it down at the end of the month. That's great, but I pay it down and then I still don't have anything left over. It's like that's brutal. So this year it was like, okay, I still want to be a Star Wars guy, so I still got my core stuff, my X-wings, my Tie fighters, maybe my Slave One, and then the big expensive sets. I'm committed to buying all the expensive Star Wars expensive sets. R2D2, the AT-AT if it happens, the gunship if it happens, even 800 bucks, don't care. I could start destroyer up above me. I can't build it. I have nowhere to put it. I
Yeah.
built the UCS Falcon. I had it on display for 2 years, but it ate up so much space. Even I had
Mm.
to break that down. I ziplocked that. That thing's taken up half of a 52-liter tote.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it's heavy, like 20 pounds of Lego or something.
Really? Wow.
Well, the box, I think including the box and the manual, it's 25 pounds. So maybe take 10 pounds off, and that's how much in Lego.
Phew.
Because the manual was huge. I
Yeah.
mean, for
Yeah.
that UCS Falcon. And I still, hey, to me, it's still the best build I've ever done. And I'll be happy to build it again one day, but it's going to be brutal because then I'll have to build it from clear cups. I'll
Oh
put all
yeah.
the parts
No.
in cups, and yeah, I built the Death Star that way.
Oh
Because
really?
yeah, me and my daughter had half built it, and she kind of stopped, and we were both butthurt about it. And I said, you know what, screw this. I broke it down, and then I realized what a mistake, because now I've got to rebuild it based half on clear cups and half on bags, and it's like in the end I said, you know what, I'm taking all the bags apart, and then I just had two 65-inch tables with cups and bins so that I could rebuild this thing. And yeah, that was crazy. Oh yeah, 36. Yeah, 30. So $1,500, and to be transparent, that's not just Lego. That's Mega. That's buying some sets from eBay, which of course, and Bricklink, so you're paying a little more on some old sets. That's not like me buying an entire wave of something. That's me sometimes paying or overpaying for something that maybe smarter people would have run from. And I don't think it's necessarily good or smart money to be
Mm.
doing that. I think eBay's the worst, most evil thing. It's great to get that thing that's impossible to get, but
You have to pay for
you
it.
you really got to
Yeah.
want it because you're going to pay
Hmm.
for it, and you can't complain. eBay is what it is. Agree, it's too easy to get 10K as people flog and spam all the groups.
Yeah, that's true. And
It's true and it's not true because it's
yeah,
hard. It is
you
very
know,
hard to promote your projects because in some groups people don't want you to.
they like it, but they don't go and like actually support it on the ideas site. So it's like
Yeah.
really, it's quite frustrating, you know. Some of this, I mean, some of the sets get to it because they've got a, you know, an IP, so they're like this, you know. You could go and post us on the Monsters group. We've got like, if they'd let us, they won't let us for some reason. But if we could, they've got like 100K fans,
Oh wait,
and
they wouldn't let you?
no, because there's no self promotion.
Ah.
So I had like an argument with the woman. I was like, the moderator. I was like, I'm not really self promoting. It's like, this. If you get this to 10K, Lego will make it, and everyone can enjoy it. Oh yeah, but it's still self promotion. I'm not letting you do it. So okay, whatever. You know,
Yeah, and it's their group, and I get it. And that's one of
yeah.
the reasons I created my own group. Actually, I shouldn't say created. I took over a group that was dead and stale,
Hmm.
rebranded it as Lego Club Canada, and started promoting the hell out of that. And then I opened the doors to say, you know what? If you got Lego content, you're a YouTube guy, come post. If you're a mock builder, come post. If you're buying and selling, come post. Uh, Anyone who doesn't like the content can scroll on by.
That's right.
I don't have an issue with people promoting themselves. As long as I don't see anything wrong going on,
Hmm.
bring it on, you know?
But
And that's the way with pretty much all my groups.
that's one thing that's difficult is to get to 10K is harder than you think. But at the moment, there's obviously a lot of people doing it. You know, and a lot of the sets are like from films and you know things like that. So then if it gets picked up by an actor and he reposts it, then it's just going to get the support, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just reading now. Self promotion Facebook groups don't make sense, as any post of something you're building is promoting yourself.
That's right. Yeah.
So then no one can post, right? It's, yeah. I mean, anything I say is, and this is how I game the system in some groups where they didn't want Richard Martin to promote All Bricks Count. Well, guess what I did? I changed my avatar. So instead of, my happy, scruffy face, I put my All Bricks Count avatar in there. So
Yeah.
whether I'm on my personal account or All Bricks Count, that you're seeing All Bricks Count now. And some people will go, "Oh, Richard Martin, All Bricks Count. I wonder what he's doing." They click on me and they follow the breadcrumbs and figure it out. It's so insane sometimes what these different groups are doing to limit self promotion.
Yeah. I get it because they don't want to be spam with it, but they could
Yeah,
probably see, I don't know why they couldn't see. It's not really well. It is what it is, you know. She doesn't want
yeah.
to put it on
If
the
you
official
got the
monsters
same
page.
people spamming or something, you can block them. Or you can
Yeah.
block the content. You can use words. There's so many ways you could isolate the handful of people. And if your group is big enough that it's a problem, you probably already have moderators anyway,
Yeah.
or a
That's right.
bunch of them. My groups are small. I have less than 5 moderators for each group. We're doing fine as is. The spam is minimal. I don't see any reason to limit the posts. One of my groups, we actually go overboard. My Bricklink Lego Stores of Canada, and this is the most brilliant group ever that I created from the ground up. And what I did was I went on Bricklink and I directly messaged every Canadian store on Bricklink, and Bricklink was none too happy, and they banned me temporarily because I did this. But
Wow.
well, yeah, and it took me 3 weeks to a month or whatever to get that all fixed. That was a lot of back and forth with
Wow. I bet it
Lego.
was.
Oh, Lego was not happy. Yeah, Lego AS had contacted me. Haha.
Wow.
So that's how much I pissed off Bricklink was Lego AS had contacted me. But anyway,
Wow.
um, but I'm
It's
back on. Well, what was funny was they didn't block me from the service, but they stopped me from buying, and it's like, well, why won't you just ban my account outright then? Because all
yeah.
you're doing is hurting the stores that I would be
Mm.
buying from. And this was my argument. I said, if you're upset that I used your message service to gather all the Canadian stores to come to Facebook so they would have a home where they could promote themselves, it wasn't necessarily to circumvent Bricklink. Bricklink's forums board is garbage. It's 20 years old. It's garbage to navigate. It's hard, and their moderation is crap. But what I have allowed is the Canadian stores to promote themselves. If you want to if you want to spam through it, theoretically you could, but I haven't had one store do it. I say if you want to promote yourself 10, 20 times a day, post an ad for this set you're selling and this part you're selling and this event you're doing, do it. And if you have other things outside of your Bricklink, like a YouTube channel, do that too. And you know what? We've had no problem, and the group's grown to, I think, my Bricklink group, I think we're at 1,100.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, there's only 700 stores.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone else is, people coming in, and this is an opportunity that they can buy and talk directly with the stores.
Mm.
And if the store so chooses to go around Bricklink, so be it. They can have a direct connection and save those Bricklink fees and keep some more money out of Lego's hands. Great, whatever. That's between the buyer and the seller.
I mean, someone says there, I wonder how they can change ideas, but to me, I think they should keep it 10,000, but once they get 50, they should then put it to another revote, and people get 3 votes, and then the top 5 get put forward, and then they can work out who's got IP issues and get rid of those before that vote. There's always going to be sets they're not going to get IP licenses for, so just get rid of them. Say, sorry, you can't have it. Like Ratatouille is obviously an issue, but someone keeps submitting it. It's
Yep.
like, why did you keep doing it when it's not going to go through? For me, Lego should stop people resubmitting stuff that's not allowed. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we've had The Office
Well,
now about 60 times. It's like The
Yeah.
Office is obviously an issue, so stop submitting it. But people know if they get to the 10K, they get Lego sent to them. So you get free Lego.
Oh.
You get
See, I didn't
$500 worth. So it's not just like a small amount.
Wow.
So this
See,
is
I didn't
costing
know
Lego
this.
money now. The 50 getting to it.
So they will have to restructure this then.
Yeah.
This
And I
is not
think
going to keep going on.
Yeah, and I think they'll probably up the amount, which probably won't get rid of the issue. Maybe if they recently did they did the vote for what series do you want to come back for anniversary? Was it something like that? What series do you want to see come back for your anniversary? Our anniversary set, so you had space and
Yeah.
all that stuff. They should do the vote similar to that.
Well, I remember how dirty that got.
It, yep, they had about 65 different castle categories. So they shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
You know,
No, when you break up the themes into the sub themes, that just hurt too much.
mm.
And I'm, you know what? Out of all that, for me, was classic space. That's what I would want.
It's going
And
to be Barnacle won't win. So
yeah, I,
sadly,
st- I, st- I still, I would kill for new classic space.
yeah,
You know, I've seen a couple nice rebrickables. I bought a rebrickable design for about $8 from somebody, and one of these days I'm going to build it. And they actually did a really good job of keeping to not just the colors of the original theme, but only the parts available at the time of the original theme. Not new blue parts, not new grays, not new trans yellows, not that there's much of those, but only parts from that era. And then they built a large mock, and that's what I got the instructions for. So one of these days I'm going to build it out.
yeah.
That's a question I have for you. If this doesn't make it to 10,000, are we going to see this set somewhere else?
You can't for 3 years.
Oh, you're tied in for 3 years.
Yeah, so when you submit it to ideas, they have they have it for 3 years. So we've all seen sets that the Jurassic Park, Gates, that was on ideas.
Yeah.
The NES was on ideas. There's quite a few that have been on ideas and they've made them into sets. Haunted House, I think, was one of them, possibly. So they have this for 3 years, and after that, we can then sell the instructions.
Well, I hope that this gets made. I can get one of these signed by you because I have J.K. Brickworks, his maze. I got that one,
Yeah,
and I got that signed because we have or had the biggest Lego store in Toronto. It's still we have 3 Lego stores plus an attraction up north of Toronto. So technically, it's like 4 stores within driving distance of me. and our Yorkdale store is the flagship store for Canada, but it's no longer the biggest physical store. The biggest physical store is in Calgary now. They got a lot more square footage out there, but of course the mall was dead, and it wasn't a big deal for them to acquire that space. I don't know if you're familiar with the world's biggest mall in the states, but that's kind of what the West Edmonton Mall um, out there is like.
Yeah.
With the biggest Lego store now. There was so much space not being used because things, the economy tanks, and stores dry up and people leave, and so Lego just, yeah, we're going to take up this big space in this big mall. It's like, yeah, but it's a dead mall.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Someone's
actually,
saying there that it's wouldn't technically be enforceable, which is interesting. It's a, it's difficult. It's difficult, isn't it?
yeah.
You know what Lego are like.
And read through the fine print, they put in theirs and what is enforceable are two different things. That's true. I mean, just because someone writes rules in a contract or whatever doesn't mean that
It's enforceable, yeah.
it's enforceable. But
But
I mean, you're playing. You want to play by the rules too.
yeah, I've had a bit of a bad experience of ideas before, so I know they can be funny. So
So I've been corrected here, Edmonton and not Calgary, and I realized it as soon as I said West Edmonton Mall. It's like, damn. It goes to show you because it's been 20 years since I've been out there myself.
yeah,
Back during the Wayne Gretzky days. So
yeah, because I with ideas I originally got chucked off of it because I got all my workplace to vote for my idea,
yeah.
and they saw it all was all one IP address, and they assumed that I was signing up myself,
Ah, they
and
thought you
I
were
was like,
gaming the system.
and I
Oh
was like,
man.
I wrote them an email saying it wasn't, wasn't me, and here's the proof, and they were like, sorry, it's too late, you have to sign up again.
I got a funny story similar to
It's like,
that.
well,
When some of my coworkers had clued in that I stream on YouTube, they thought they were doing me a favor. So my boss went and talked to a bunch of people, and all of a sudden I had 25 new subs like in 2 hours before I left work. It was cool, right? I get home, and all of a sudden a bunch of them started disappearing, and then I got messages from my buddies. I don't know what happened. I was subbed to you a few hours ago. YouTube clued in. They saw everyone logging in
IP
from work
address, yeah.
IP, and they guess might have thought I was gaming the system. So it's like I go, well, if you can, please log in from home, and I'm sure it'll clear up, and it did. And but yeah, that
Yeah,
sucks.
because there was a guy on there that had a Polish supercar, and it was at about 6,000 odd votes, and he built it physically as well, and he took it along to the actual factory, and said, "Look at this, I need support." So they all voted for it, and he got chucked off ideas, and they won't let him back on.
Really?
And he said that yeah, he showed them what he done. He went to them, got them all to vote off the IP address, and they went, "No, it's gone now." I was speaking to him the other day on Facebook. It's absolutely insane.
So why do you think they took that position?
Don't know. I have no idea. It seems crazy that he's out there promoting it, and they're like, "No, sorry." Whether there's more to the story than meets the eye, I don't know. But that's what he says happened. So you got to be careful. They're very interesting on there.
Sorry, I'm just reading a message.
Yeah, I just sent you a private one. Sorry,
Yeah.
my vaccine's kicking in. I think so. I feel very groggy all of a sudden.
No problem. I've asked everything I wanted to ask. I've really enjoyed the time here. This has been great.
Yes,
This has
it's
been
great.
more than I had hoped for. I'm very
Good, good. Anytime. I'm more than happy to come on anytime.
Next time it'll be less of you in the hot seat and more of us, chatting and building and showing off maybe what
Yeah,
we're
definitely. Do some Cobi
actually
and Mega Blocks and stuff. Yeah.
awesome. I'm all for that. And Apex Builds, I had you up there earlier. Hey Carter, how you doing? Hope to have you on soon too, brother. So yeah, we passed the hour mark.
Cool.
I only wanted to have you on so long, so I appreciate your time.
That's all right. Sorry if I got
And
sleep. I just feel a bit.
no, 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 no,
My
no.
COVID vaccine's kicking in.
There's give an inch, take a mile, and I'm the take a mile guy, and I'll run and I'll go around the block a few more times.
No worries.
But let's pull this down. Again, like to thank Aaron CabbageFace Bricks for his time and entertaining us and educating us. And everyone, I
Sorry.
want you to support the Monsters Coach. Links are in the description below. I know I have them there. And I don't know what else to say other than thanks everyone for hanging out with us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, look at that. Thank you, Aaron.
No
Yes.
worries. Yeah. Check out my review of this beauty tomorrow.
Oh, I tell you. Okay,
The
that
old
is just so
Corsair.
sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is
It's a
great.
lovely colour of blue. That is.
That's my next order. That's it. Actually, I'm gonna watch the review first.
Yeah. Do.
Review
Yeah.
first, and
Yeah.
then. Oh, is there a link for you? Got a codes for?
Yeah. So if you buy for brick tanks, they do ship worldwide. And use code CabbageFace, you get a 5% discount.
Alrighty, everyone, you heard that here first.
So
And if you forget, you're gonna get it on his stream
yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
All
Thank you
right,
very much.
take it easy, everyone. We're shutting her down.
See you later.
Peace.